So you're thinking about moving to Grover Beach, California? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you around Grover Beach, my hometown. I'm going to take you through some neighborhoods. We're going to dive into my computer today, and we're going to look at a map of Grover Beach. I'm going to show you some different areas around town and just kind of walk you through the whole town of Grover Beach so you know everything good and bad there is to know. So stick around until the very end because I do have one of the best kept secrets in Grover Beach that I'm going to share at the very end. So if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in Grover Beach, California, then subscribe below and tap the bell icon for notifications so you'll be the first to know what's happening in the current market here in Grover Beach. My name is Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast out of Pismo Beach. I get calls and emails from people just like you every single day, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, it doesn't matter. Give me a call, shoot me a text or an email, and I would love to help you out and make a smooth transition to your new home here in Grover Beach. So as I mentioned, we're going to dive into the map and take a look at Grover Beach. We're going to get after it right now. Okay, so like I said, here is a map of Grover Beach. You can see that the whole town is highlighted in these red dots. So these are the borders of Grover. You can see that Grover Beach it's not a big town. It really is not big. You could definitely walk across it, or you could ride your bike or drive across just very, very, very quickly. So the first thing, kind of a piece of trivia about Grover Beach, it used to be called Grover City. And we also, over the past several years, sold some Grover Beach property to our local neighbors over next door in Arroyo Grande, California. And that makes Grover Beach completely landlocked with no opportunity to grow. So when you look at the lines I'm pointing out, Grover Beach is completely locked in. We do end at the beach, but clearly we can't grow into the surf and onto the beach and the ocean. So starting over here from the west, so this is kind of the main reason to come to Grover Beach, why people love Grover Beach, is we do have large access to the beach, and we have a really large beach. As a matter of fact, when I zoom out, Grover Beach, which is here, just literally blends right into Pismo Beach. So the town of Grover Beach blends into Pismo Beach on Highway 1, and the beach itself, it's a shared beach. So this is technically Grover Beach. To the north of us is going to be Pismo Beach, and then we hit the Arroyo Dunes. So another great piece of history and trivia for Grover Beach is Grand Avenue right here. This is our main road that goes through town, and it goes down into Arroyo Grande, into the village. But to the west, when you go westbound on Grand Avenue and you cross Highway 1, Grand Avenue literally ends at the beach. So that is one of two access points to get onto the beach itself. So you can drive your car, you can go pay $5 a day or $50 for an annual pass if you live here, and you can drive directly onto the beach at Grand Avenue. Now, Grand Avenue is pretty much the northernmost spot that you can drive your car. So you'll notice that if you do drive your car on, you'll enter, and then if you turn right, like you're going to Pismo Beach, you can only go maybe 100 to 200 yards to the north, and then there's a cutoff, and no more cars. Only like patrol, the lifeguards, and in other, officials can drive on the beach on Pismo Beach. So, but going south from Grand Avenue, you can drive on the beach all the way to Oceano, way down into the dunes of Oceano. It's very, very large. There's camping, there's all kinds of activity, and lots of fun happening down there on the beach. Be careful if you're renting ATVs and out there playing on the dunes. Please just be aware and be careful that the dunes are misleading and they really have sharp drop offs. You go up a slope on the beach, and then there's drop offs, almost like cliffs, when you get to the top of a dune. So just be aware and pay attention. Use your little orange flags or your marker flags on your vehicles if you're going to go out into the dunes so people can see you coming. So back off the beach and back into Grover Beach itself. So Grover Beach is cool. We have Highway 1 going through it, and we are directly connected to Highway 101. That makes Grover Beach very accessible. It's easy to navigate. One of the features that I like about this and some of our other small towns and cities is that our streets in Grover Beach are set up on a grid. I keep popping up that Pacific Inn, but you can see that the map actually looks like squares. That means, our streets, they go from First Street, which is right along the train tracks at Highway 1, and then it goes to the east, second, third, fourth, all the way up to into the low 20s before that stops. And then same thing, it's a grid going north and south. And the going north and south, we don't have numbers or letters. We actually have names of our streets. So we have like Trueville and Seabright and Mentone and different names of the streets. But the important thing is everything works on a grid. The lower the number is, if you're going westbound, the closer you are to the beach. So First Street is right there by the beach. Go farther away, 22nd Street, 23rd Street, it's farther away from the beach and down around Arroyo Grande. Now, to the southern end of Grover Beach, it ends right here at this road that's called the Pike. So the Pike it's nothing really special. It's just kind of a larger thoroughfare that goes east to west. And then you can see the Grover Beach off of the Pike. It ends right here at Highway 1. So it doesn't even cross Highway 1 until the northern part of Grover Beach. So down here at Highway 1, as soon as you get to Highway 1, then you are in the next town over, which is Oceano. You can see Oceano over here. It's a small sliver of an area between Grover and the beach. So going up Highway 1, we're still in Grover. And then there's kind of a cross right at Grand Avenue. So at Grand Avenue, I mentioned that our streets run, first to into the low 20s. Well, at Grand Avenue, the numbered streets, is that right? The streets turn from north to south. So I live kind of deep into Grover Beach, right off of 16th Street. So I live on South 16th Street, and when I get up to Grand Avenue, 16th Street will turn into North 16th Street. Once the streets are north, that is the older part of town, is the northern part of town. So we have some older homes up there, and we have some homes that are built in the 50s and 60s, whereas the southern part of Grover Beach, like right in the area that I live off of 16th Street. Those were built up as time goes on. So in the late 70s and the early 80s is when they were building up that southern part of Grover Beach. So Grover's also really neat because we have a tendency to have large residential lots. So if you're trying to decide what town am I going to move to when I'm ready to move to the Central Coast, you want to decide, how much room do you really need? Because Grover Beach we have big lots. We have a lot of flag lots that are kind of tucked away behind other lots. And there's a lot of opportunity for growth. As a matter of fact, the town or the city of Arroyo Grande is very pro-growth. They're trying to encourage homeowners that have large lots, that have the space to do it, to build small accessory dwelling units, or granny units, as they used to be called, on their property. So that's great. Thank you, City of Grover Beach. They're encouraging me and other homeowners to build those ADUs for a couple of different reasons. Well, number one, hopefully you're going to rent that out, not a short term, not an Airbnb. Those are few and far between nowadays. But if you were to put that dwelling unit on your property, you could house family members, or you could have renters. But either way, just housing people, because we have a housing shortage. And clearly, when you look at this map, with no growth, we can't go anywhere in Grover Beach. Our town is not going to grow. It's going to grow upwards. We're starting to see a few more, 3-story buildings. I've heard rumors we might go to 4, but I've also heard that when we went to 3 stories, and that was within the last 15 years or so, we did have to invest into a taller fire truck for emergencies to handle the taller building. So somewhere along that line, around the story number 4 or 5, is when we're going to have to start investing millions of dollars into new fire trucks that will actually get up there in the case of an emergency. So that's Grover Beach as far as the growth. Outside of that, Grover is just it's such a good location because we have the amazing weather. We have nice, cool weather. We definitely have marine layers and a coastal influence on our weather. So the weather is very mild. It's called a Mediterranean style weather, where it stays warm-ish, pretty comfortable year-round. During the wintertime, when it's cold, we'll get a sweatshirt out. And during the summertime, sometimes it warms up a little bit. So you have the shorts and the tank tops. But all in all, our average temperature is hovering, probably around 65, 68 degrees, which is really nice. I like the fact that we have fresh air here. We get coastal breezes. We get the marine layers. And smog is really not a factor. So we don't have a lot of, problems with like valley fever and issues that happen in other parts of the state and other parts of the country. So Grover Beach does have, plenty of restaurants. We have grocery stores. We have pretty much everything that you need. If it's not here, you can go right next door to Arroyo Grande. And if you need something bigger like Costco or Home Depot, then we can go to San Luis Obispo to our north, or we can go to Santa Maria, which is about the same distance to the south. So we have access to a lot of stores and everything that we really need. As far as culture and fun things to do in the 5 cities area and San Luis Obispo, we do have a lot of fun things that are happening. You can get in touch with like the New Times. It's a local newspaper that you can get and see what's happening. They have a website as well, newtimesslow.com. And then, of course, if you want to get out for sporting events or Broadway shows and bigger entertainment, we are pretty much equidistant between San Francisco and Los Angeles. And so I don't have to tell you all the sporting events that you can go to there. And so with the access to the bigger cities, we get all the concerts and we get all the culture that we could want. So that is my breakdown on Grover Beach, California. Again, I've raised kids here. It's safe. It's warm. It's a really happy place to be. So, as always, if there's ever anything that I can do to help you in real estate or anything else, please use me as a resource. Again, I love those phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. I'm here to help. And if you're moving or here or you're moving away, whatever I can do to help, I'm here. Bruce Carson, Realtor. Now, the last thing I did tell you that there was that big secret. Not so much a secret anymore, but over the past few years, Grover Beach has been making a lot of money because the sale of cannabis products has become legal in the southern part of Grover Beach. Very, very southern part, way down here off the Pike and off of Farrell. I think there's probably 5 stores right now that are selling cannabis products. They're expensive. There's a lot of tax, and that tax goes into the city of Grover Beach. So we are not growing big wise, but we're getting nicer. Our streets are all getting completed, and we're seeing a lot of improvements in the town because of that tax money coming in from cannabis sales. As far as our streets and our infrastructure, we did receive a federal grant many years ago, and we've been spending it over the years. It just takes time. Grover Beach, we used to make fun of it because there's a local town called Cambria up north, and their slogan, their motto for their town is Cambria, Pines by the Sea. And so I saw it on a license plate frame cover, and it just kind of became a joke in Grover Beach because we have had horrible streets. So people would say Grover Beach, potholes by the sea. But more than half of our streets have now been completely redone. They're doing a great job. Everything else is going to be completed as well. There's plenty of federal money to pay for the Grover Beach streets.